My name is Seren, and I live in the year 2074. These days, every morning feels like a repetition of the last. I work in cognitive optimization. Essentially, I help people manage the integration of neural implants with their brain functions. It's an essential job, but most of the real work is done by the implants themselves. In 2024, they were just beginning to explore this kind of technology. Back then, the idea of merging the brain with machines was something out of science fiction. I remember reading about something called Neuralink, how they would literally cut into a person's skull and place wires into the brain to link it with computers. Can you imagine that? The pain, the recovery, the risks. They were experimenting on humans, all for a chance to control their devices with their thoughts. It sounds so crude now. Today, we perform full brain-machine integration in under an hour, without a single incision. It's painless, efficient, and the results are astounding. This morning, I adjusted a client's memory enhancer, a routine task. Their implant was having trouble syncing with their emotional regulators. In 2074, we don't just use neural implants to control machines. Our entire cognitive experience can be enhanced or modified. You can store memories, speed up your thinking, even mute painful emotions if you want. It's hard to imagine that in 2024, people still had to deal with anxiety, fear, depression. All those things that plagued their mental health. Back then, therapy took years. Today, we can rewire your brain in minutes. But I still wonder sometimes at what cost. Sure, we've eliminated pain, but have we also numbed ourselves to the real experience of life? After work, I usually take a few minutes to browse the archives, the digital library that holds the history of the early 21st century. 2024 was such a fascinating time. They were doing incredible things. Neuralink was just the beginning. There were people experimenting with CRISPR to edit their genes, trying to eliminate diseases and enhance human abilities. I remember seeing a documentary about how they were trying to grow human organs in pigs, planning to use them for transplants. It was messy, risky, but they were desperate for solutions to their health problems. I've seen videos of surgeries from 2024. They were still using scalpels, stitching people up by hand. Today, nanobots do all the work, repairing tissue on a microscopic level. There's no pain, no scarring. In fact, most people don't even visit hospitals anymore. If something goes wrong, the bots fix it from the inside before you even know there's a problem. Last week, I helped someone upgrade their neural interface. They wanted better cognitive processing for a research project they're working on. I remember thinking about how, back in 2024, people were still using external devices, phones, laptops, VR headsets, to connect to the digital world. Now, it's all in our minds. I can access the entire world's information in seconds, just by thinking about it. No screens, no typing, just pure thought. It's an extraordinary power. But I also wonder, have we lost something in the process? People in 2024 still interacted with the world through their senses. They touched things, tasted food, listened to the sound of rain. Today, we simulate most of that. Real-life experiences are rare. Last month, I helped a client set up a full neural immersion system. They wanted to experience nature, the kind we don't have anymore. So, we connected them to a virtual forest. They could hear the birds, feel the breeze, smell the earth. But it wasn't real. I haven't felt real air on my face in years. In the afternoons, I usually take a break and review some of the latest advancements in neural tech. The world is moving so fast. Implants now allow us to enhance our creativity, solve complex problems in minutes. Back in 2024, they had to work for hours, days, even years to achieve what we can do in moments. They were still using their hands to build, to type, to create. Now, we just think, and it happens. It's efficient, but I wonder if they appreciated the process more because it took time. Did they enjoy the struggle, the effort? We've lost that. This morning, while calibrating my own implant, I stumbled across an article from 2024. It was about the push for automation, how they were racing to replace human jobs with machines. They talked about self-driving cars, automated factories, AI customer service. Today, those ideas seem so basic. We don't even think about automation anymore. There are no jobs to automate. The machines run everything. People work for personal development now, not out of necessity. But I look back at 2024, and I'm amazed at how much they still did manually. They had to physically go to stores, drive to work, meet people face to face. Today, everything is virtual. It's convenient, but there's something missing. I wonder if they knew what they had: human connection, real interaction. It's something we rarely experience anymore. I talk to clients, I assist them with their implants, but I haven't shaken someone's hand in years. It's evening now. The city lights outside have dimmed as the energy rations take effect. The power grid is stable, but resources are tightly controlled. I look out my window, at the sprawling grey of the city under the dome. Outside the dome, the landscape is barren. It wasn't always like this. Back in 2024, they were still driving cars with gasoline, pumping toxins into the atmosphere, even as the ice caps melted and the weather became unpredictable. They had the technology to change things, but they didn't act fast enough. I spent last month analyzing some of the data from that time: global temperatures rising, oceans filled with plastic, mass deforestation. They knew. They saw it happening. And yet, they couldn't stop. They were too busy arguing over politics, consuming more than the planet could handle, hoping someone else would fix it. Now, I sit here, in this perfectly controlled environment, with technology beyond their wildest dreams. But I can't help but feel that something is missing. In 2024, they had problems, sure, but they had freedom. They had nature. They had each other. I wonder if they knew how fragile it all was. If they'd known what was coming, would they have done things differently? Maybe. But now, it's too late for us to know.